To another video. Never heard of hibachi dining? No idea what it is? Well, you're in luck. I'm here to help and explain and give some funny stories because who doesn't want to laugh at other people's expense? hmm First, let's get into like what the heck is hibachi dining. It's basically a Japanese cuisine where it's very traditional, but the ones that are like more done like flat iron is more of a different, it's not really considered hibachi, but it sort of is, just so they could serve more people. But on that note, what's something unique about it is the chef makes it in front of you. So that's very entertaining to say the least, since it becomes like something more than just eating the food and getting along with the day. It's more of an art as well. And yeah, I'll be including some of my personal tips as well. Because if you haven't been to Hibachi Grill, I would highly suggest that you're missing out in life. Don't care if it's 1 hour away, even you have to go across a different country, go to it. It's fun. But let's get into my story. So it basically starts off with me and my family are all there, and ooh, I did forget to mention this part. There is, the chefs not only just make it in front of you, they also sometimes do funny things, like singing songs while they're doing it, performances, and other displays of their skill. One of the things that mostly all of the hibachi girls do is they cut up some kind of vegetable and they chop it up into like small pieces to then use a utensil to throw it up at you. And I was sat on the corner of it, the corner of the table. It's like a huge square. There's like just another family, so there's just two families in total. Math. And I had a 50% chance of either being first or last. Unfortunately, I was first, but I didn't really mind that all that much since I'm not really the type of person to get nervous over all that kind of stuff. Since I'm not going to be doing, I'm not going to be going all 100% of my power to do just to get it in my mouth. Because their goal is to let it go into the mouth and then it looks super. And he chopped up cucumbers, and then since the chef likes to chop up the whatever vegetable he's using, in this case it was cucumbers, and he then flips it, shoots it at me, and it misses. So like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Then my thought is, I thought they were going to move on to some other person, which would be my brother, and just move on. But unexpectedly, he still was gonna get ready. He's giving signs like, "Oh, I'm going again," and then after that, misses again. Then he does it again, and I was like, "When is this guy gonna stop?" And then after a total of 4 times, I'm like, "Okay, this has to stop. So I put in 25% of my strength by moving just 1 or 2 inches to the forward, and then it makes it, and then done. Weirdly enough, uh, the guy, or at least the chef, I was the only person that did like had 4 attempts. The rest, there were just one they missed, and then he moved on. I don't know what this guy is against me. I was already humiliated of all the times I missed, and I want a refund. I want to sue for defamation. They're out of here. Another story that I have that wasn't done to me, but one of my friends told me that I will share. When I told this story, he said, "Oh, I have a funny story as well." This story goes around along the lines of this. He also, it was around the part where he was doing the vegetables, but the weird thing is that he wasn't using vegetables. He used an egg, and my friend, he didn't know that. So, as he was expecting some kind of vegetable to be catching, it was a raw egg, and it missed, and it went on and the egg broke on his shirt, so now his shirt's full of egg yolk and raw. So, somewhat of a sticky situation, and now he's embarrassed. But then after that, he does the same thing to one of his friends. So then he doesn't get to suffer alone, so that's cool. What's more to give than suffering together with the friends? With a sticky shirt of bunch of eggs. Uh, let's see, what do we get? A tip that everyone should know is when going to Hibachi Grill is this. It's when before the chef even comes in is to get ready to tip the chef personally, because they usually do slightly more interesting stuff than after you tip. And me personally, I had some funny moments. Like one of that there was one time where the chef was like singing some TikTok song. I don't know how he knows all the stuff. He's keeping up with all of this tech stuff, but I'm surprised nonetheless. Certainly, round of applause. And surprisingly, I was just looking up videos on like some funny hibachi grill stuff, and funnily enough, there was a person ooh, who had that same thing happen to my friend, where they throw like a raw egg at you. Not throw exactly, but you get the idea. And I was like, does it really happen that often for it to happen to another person? I'm like, oh well, I better hope I don't find out, since I don't want that happening to me. Especially if a person dressed it all fancy stancy for the place. Anything here? Not really. Ooh. Now, I don't know if this last one counts as an embarrassing story or not, but I'm going to be saying it regardless. It was basically when I was making this video, I just wanted to make sure I was getting some info correct. Then I saw a website that was talking about like everything to know about it, and also includes the etiquette. And I was like, oh, yeah, this seems pretty interesting. I wonder what things I got right or wrong on it. So then when I look at it, and the first thing I see is we aren't allowed to give food to the other person using chopsticks on the plate. And I maybe have to do a little more research if maybe we can use a fork and not a chopstick. I don't know. Because otherwise, if it was just in general, then I would have said a fork, but maybe Hibachi Grills don't use fork, and maybe they're assuming that. Because in the Hibachi Grills that I went to, they had a fork and a chopstick. So, yeah, I guess that brings in some questions. So, and the reason it was a little embarrassing because I do that with my family. Oh, oh, jeez. Anyways, I never did. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, sharing. Since something I do with my family is sometimes we give, and these chokers are really annoying. Sometimes we share food amongst each other. Like an example that probably in this case is I get the shrimp and my brother got the salmon. I give some of my shrimp, and since he kind of goes crazy with the rice, so he basically eats most of it before any of the food comes. So I was like, come on, we have to wait. Oh, oh, oh. And that should be about end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And one thing I would like to mention, I don't think elytras usually have this much durability. I could have sworn they have like 250 or like 350. I don't recall them having like 400. This is some kind of maybe Wyland added this. I don't know because my durability is really high for some reason. Doesn't really feel like I've used it all that much. Well, anyways, if you liked the video, you can, like the video. Anyways, toodles everyone. See ya.